In the days leading up to Christmas, the auto shop was buzzing with activity. 5 workers hustled to finish the last of their orders before heading home for the holiday. Snow gently fell outside the shop's large windows, creating a cozy, peaceful scene. Each of them was eager to enjoy a break with family, savoring the warmth and joy of the season. As the evening approached, the noise of engines and clanging tools started to fade. One by one, the workers began packing up to leave. Alex, one of the mechanics, waved off his colleagues as they called for him to come along. "Just 5 more minutes, guys. I'll catch up after I finish this," he said, wiping the sweat from his brow. The others waved goodbye and headed out into the snow, wishing each other a Merry Christmas. Now alone in the quiet shop, Alex focused on the car he had been working on for hours. The dull overhead lights cast a pale glow over the old vehicle. He hoisted it up on the jack, but, in his haste, didn't bother securing the safety blocks. A small voice in the back of his mind whispered that he should be careful, but exhaustion and the desire to finish quickly overrode any hesitation. "Just a few minutes," he thought to himself as he crawled underneath the car. Underneath the car, it was business as usual. Oil, metal, the smell of rubber, and gasoline. Alex was so focused on his work that he didn't notice when his arm brushed against the jack. It wobbled, and his heart sank as he heard the car begin to shift. "No!" he managed to whisper before the entire weight of the vehicle crashed down on his chest with a sickening thud. The world around him blurred. Air rushed from his lungs, and each breath became a battle. He tried to scream, to call for help, but the words wouldn't come. Pain gripped his body as panic set in. "Is this it?" The thought raced through his mind. Suddenly, in the suffocating silence, he heard a soft, mocking laugh. Turning his head as best he could, Alex's blood ran cold. A tall figure stood before him, cloaked in shadows, its outline flickering in a crimson glow as if it were on fire from the inside. Its horns twisted upward, and its eyes blazed like embers. Who are you?" Alex rasped, blood filling his throat. "Who am I?" the figure echoed with a grin, its voice silky and terrifying all at once. "I'm someone who can help you, but you'll have to give me something in return." Alex's mind raced. He was convinced it was all a hallucination brought on by fear and pain. But the pain was far too real to ignore, and the idea of salvation, even at a price, was hard to resist. "What do you want?" Alex gasped, his voice barely above a whisper. "Your soul," the figure said, almost cheerfully. "I'll free you from this mess, and in return, your soul will belong to me." Alex hesitated for a moment. The idea of trading something as intangible as his soul seemed like a small price to pay for his life. He nodded weakly, barely able to move, and managed to press his bloodied finger to the paper the figure held out, a contract sealed in his own blood. "Done," the demon said with a wide grin, the paper vanishing into thin air. Relief washed over Alex. He truly believed he was saved. But then, with a sinister chuckle, the demon spoke again. "Now, let's see how you die." Alex's eyes widened in horror. He struggled to move, but felt the weight of the car still crushing him. His voice cracked as he shouted, "You said you'd get me out of here." "Oh, I will," the demon said, leaning in closer, its voice dropping to a chilling whisper. "But I never said you'd be alive when I did." Alex's heart raced as the cold realization set in. His salvation was nothing more than the prelude to an even worse fate.